William Ruto, Kenya's president since September 2022, governs a nation at a pivotal moment, balancing economic growth, regional influence and global partnerships. Yet Kenya remains tethered to Western financial systems and colonial legacies that limit its autonomy. Across the continent, in Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré, who seized power in a coup the same month Ruto was sworn in, offers a starkly different model, hailed by some as the savior of Africa's freedom. Traoré's bold rejection of neo-colonialism, corruption and dependency provides lessons. Ruto could adapt to elevate Kenya's sovereignty and prosperity. Here's why. Ibrahim Traoré has made dismantling Western dominance a cornerstone of his leadership.
This is the journey to one Africa.
His expulsion of French troops in January 2023 and termination of a 1961 military pact with France signaled Burkina Faso's refusal to be a pawn in Western security agendas. Traoré accuses France of propping up corrupt elites and failing to curb jihadist violence, instead using Burkina Faso as a resource hub, gold, in particular, for its own gain. He has pivoted to Russia and BRICS nations, seeking partnerships that prioritize Burkina Faso's terms over foreign dictates. Kenya, while not militarily occupied, hosts significant Western influence. US and British military bases dot its landscape, and its foreign policy often aligns with Western interests. Ruto's administration has deepened ties with the US, signing defense pacts in 2023, yet this comes at a cost. Kenya's role as a regional stabilizer often serves Western geopolitical goals over national ones. Traoré's defiance offers Ruto a blueprint to renegotiate these relationships, demanding reciprocity, say, technology transfers or trade equity, rather than blind allegiance. If Traoré is a savior of African freedom, it's because he dares to say no to colonial ghosts. Ruto could learn to wield Kenya's strategic clout for its own liberation. Traoré's hatred of corruption mirrors that of Burkina Faso's revolutionary icon, Thomas Sankara. He has launched audits of state institutions, targeted embezzlers, and embraced a frugal persona, living modestly and shunning the lavish perks of past leaders. Nationalizing gold mines is partly an anti-corruption move, wresting control from elites colluding with foreign firms. The people's wealth must not line private pockets, he declared in 2023, channeling revenues to public projects like schools and factories. Kenya's corruption crisis is a national wound. Billions in public funds vanish annually, with scandals like the 2023 Ara and Kimwara Dam projects haunting Ruto's tenure. His promises to tackle graft have yielded mixed results, hampered by political alliances and systemic inertia. Traoré's uncompromising stance, however imperfect, shows Ruto that decisive action, even at the risk of alienating elites, can rebuild trust. By emulating Traoré's resource control, e.g. Kenya's titanium or tea sectors, Ruto could fund development without begging abroad, proving that freedom from corruption is freedom to thrive. Traoré has spurned IMF and World Bank loans, viewing them as traps that perpetuate debt and dependency. Burkina Faso's $4 billion debt, much owed to Western lenders, fuels his resolve to fund growth through gold profits and non-Western alliances. "We will not mortgage our future to those who own our past," he said, opting for Russian military aid and Chinese infrastructure deals over IMF austerity. Kenya's debt exceeds $80 billion, with over half owed to Western and multilateral creditors, like the IMF. Ruto's 2023 Eurobond repayments and IMF loans have sparked protests over tax hikes and living costs, chaining Kenya to a cycle of borrowing and belt tightening. Traoré's gamble, risky as it is, highlights an alternative, leveraging Kenya's own wealth, coffee, tourism, geothermal energy, and seeking BRICS investment. If Traoré is Africa's freedom savior, it's in his refusal to kneel to Western finance. Ruto could ease Kenya's debt burden by diversifying partners and prioritizing self-reliance. Traoré's economic vision is rooted in self-sufficiency. Nationalizing gold mines funds industrial projects, like the Bobo Dioulasso tomato processing plant, launched in 2023 to curb $50 million in imports. He's introduced solar tech to power such facilities and pushed agricultural inputs to farmers, aiming for food security and job creation. This isn't just economics, it's a technological leap, training a workforce in modern systems to break colonial patterns of raw exports and imported goods. Kenya's economy, East Africa's largest, still leans on agriculture and services, with manufacturing lagging at 7% of GDP. Ruto's hustler nation rhetoric promises bottom-up growth, but reliance on foreign tech and imports undermines it. Traoré's focus on local processing, however small scale, could inspire Ruto to bolster Kenya's nascent tech hubs, e.g. Konza Technopolis or agro-industries like tea and flour processing. By investing in homegrown innovation, Ruto could mirror Traoré's anti-colonial tech economy, freeing Kenya from being a market for others' goods. Traoré champions a United States of Africa, aligning Burkina Faso with Mali and Niger in the Alliance of Sahel States, AES, to counter Western-backed ECOWAS sanctions. His Pan-Africanism, inspired by Sankara, rejects borders drawn by colonial powers and seeks collective strength economically and militarily against external meddling. Ruto leads a regional powerhouse but often operates within Western frameworks, like peacekeeping missions that serve US interests, e.g. Haiti and 2024. Traoré's solidarity offers a lesson. Kenya could pivot to deeper African alliances, say, with the African Union or East African community, prioritizing trade and tech sharing over Western handouts. If Traoré saves Africa's freedom, it's through unity. Ruto could amplify Kenya's voice by building a bloc that defies colonial divisions. Ibrahim Traoré's radicalism casts him as a modern savior of African freedom, a leader who dares to sever colonial cords where others compromise. His expulsion of French forces revives sovereignty lost to neo-imperial bases. His war on corruption cleanses a system rotted by colonial-era elites. His rejection of Western loans breaks the debt shackles that bind Africa's potential. His tech-driven economy reclaims resources and skills from foreign hands. And his Pan-Africanism stitches together a continent fragmented by Berlin's pens. At 36, Traoré channels Sankara's spirit, proving that Africa's youth can rewrite its destiny. Yet, his path is perilous. Jihadist chaos, economic fragility, and untested alliances threaten collapse. Critics call him reckless, a dreamer unfit for governance. But to supporters, he's a liberator, proving freedom isn't given, it's taken. Ruto, a seasoned politician, contrasts with Traoré's military bluntness, yet their goals align, uplifting their people. Kenya's stability gives Ruto room to adapt. Traoré's boldness without coups or chaos. He could renegotiate Western ties, not sever them, demanding fairer terms. He could audit corruption with Traoré's zeal, redirecting wealth to tech and jobs. He could ease off IMF reliance, tapping Kenya's resources and African partners. Traoré's lesson is clear. True leadership risks discomfort for freedom. Will Ruto see Traoré as a cautionary tale, or a torchbearer for Kenya's own liberation? Africa watches and history waits.
L'armée nous recoloniser, il faut qu'ils viennent.